Hey guys, Tarek here, bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Elst Outskirts, playing a few days spawning. On the right, we have Tomakaze as the US Forces, and his loadout is Rifle Company, Airborne, and Tactical Support. Teaming up with him is Lyconious as the Soviets, who has Guard Rifle Combined Arms, Mechanized Support, and Armored Assault. Pretty much textbook for these two. So we are missing infantry company. But yeah, very much the most desirable 2v2 commanders for these two. Currently rank 10 as the allied team, arranged team. On the left hand side we have Thanatos as the OKW, who has special operations, breakthrough, and Luftwaffe ground forces. Teaming up with him is Theodosios, his long-term 2-2 partner. There's Jaeger Armor, Blitzkrieg, and Elite Troops. Another pretty close to ideal commander setup there. And these guys will be getting practice in for the Ultimate Team Tournament coming up in a couple of weeks. These are two of the invited players. And actually right now as I'm recording this, I see that Momo and Lovenest are both playing COH2, not on stream, so they're probably also getting some practice in for that. So yeah, it's going to be a good tournament coming up, the Ultimate Team Tournament. Looking forward to that, but here we get a bit of a preview taster here. What these axes can do. So double engineer into 1P North, then into the scout car. Theodosios not going for a sniper, going 3 greens. Just that early sandbag down in the centre, that's going to help control that, because there's a lot of negative cover around that VP. Quite treacherous. And here comes the scout car. Pushes that Sturm out of cover. Actually put his penal in there initially. Doesn't quite have the munitions for a flamethrower yet, so he's going to try to get as much damage as he can with it now. Penal aside. He may transition to the flame engineer once he gets the flamethrower upgrade. He's trying to wire the squad in, perhaps. And just gets out of there right quick, and that's pretty much a full retreat on this side. In situations like that, it's kind of a 50-50. Do you try and keep all of your squads on the field, blob them up, and just try and damage this with the light? The small arms fire. Or do you retreat your squads? And he did retreat like 2 of those Volkswagens quite early. So he just chose to retreat instead of trying to damage it. Fight it head on, try hold on to the territory. So Axis have lost a bit of territory as a result of that. And now got a fighting position going down in the centre, so that's going to be very hard for them to push through there now. Cal nearly completed the upgrade as well. It's all coming around the side. Can't really do much unless they have the flamethrower. Here we go. Pretty much a full army push out here for the Axis. There goes those 2 squads for Lyconious. He's back up to full health with the flamethrower now, so looking to do some damage.
Sniper now available for duty.
I believe doesn't count as a cutoff with the central under their control. And in fact, this could be a wipe. We've got 2 riflemen here. He's got to cross this negative cover. Going down fast. Here it goes.
establish our supply lines.
Very treacherous retreat path there, but it should not have been that deep in enemy territory. Wow! That bad boy is popping rifle grenades over the hedgerow into that building. Very strong positioning for this fighting position. I don't think I've seen anybody do that so far, but that looks like a very strong strategy. This is a very strong building for the left-hand spawn. And here comes a sniper for Lyconious. In quite deep in enemy territory, but the Raket does not get a shot off. Looks like it's taken a Faust. But these riflemen in such a good position in that building. And the Axis are really struggling for control. They've held on to their fuel pretty decently, but huge standard territory point advantage for the Allies. Look how much more munitions they're getting, or have as well.
I can't feel my legs. Heavy machine gun group are ready for action. Scout car. Soviet HQ now includes.
So we've got battle group for Thanatos, going to get their healing. Tier 2 down, and a 222 coming in for Theo. T2, probably a good choice because there is still the M3 around. If this was dead, maybe worth considering not going for the 222 and skipping it, but nice mobile counter to that. Because yeah, the 222's performance is it's not that impressive against infantry. Especially because we've got a Stuart on the field pretty much almost the exact same time as 222. You know that the Allies are quite far behind, and it's trying to kill this fighting position, but it's got a 50 cal on it. It's going to be a very close fight. Oh man, that mortar had landed a shot there. That could have been the end of the 222. So this was perhaps rotating up, took a Faust though.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Fighting position down, that helps the Axis greatly. The control on that house. But yeah, there are two mortar shells quite close to that 222. If that landed, the engagement easily could have gone the other way. Oh, he's got guards in the M3 now. The Molo cars, they used to be called. Mark II. Both the Allied light vehicles down here in the south, so they should be able to take some nice map control. Oh, snipers retreating there probably wasn't necessary. And looks like Thanatos slowly losing ground here. I should be able to hold on alright without that sniper. But if that sniper was still on the field, you know, you could start pushing in here, clearing out that garrison. Tomakaze has selected his commander, going with airborne. Actually seeing guard rifle combined arms for Lyconious. I'm going to see the marked vehicle 47 combo. But with the double strafes, the Axis are going to need anti-aircraft. 222 is alright, but not as good as dedicated anti-aircraft, but they might be able to get away with it. That combined with a couple of tanks with a pintle mount might be able to keep these strafes at bay. Nice positioning on that pack, forcing away the Stuart. Double fuel for the allies though, they're in a really nice spot. Incendiary grenade goes in and out goes that penal squad. Sniper quite in a bit of a precarious position. You want at least one squad between you, the enemy squads, in a situation like this. Oh, but there's the T-70 for Lyconious. I thought he might be skipping that because it's coming in quite late. 11 minutes. The amount of fuel control the allies have had. He might be rushing out at T-34. Faces up, but does not get there in time. And just getting sniped by the Pathfinders from the side. Here's the Elst mortar going to work, nearly V1. T-70 up here. The recon mode on, perhaps try to spot that red kitten. And the Axis are desperately trying to cling on to these VPs. They are quite far behind right now and want to drain out on VPs before they get a chance to make their comeback. Yeah, pack out. Wow. Mortar gets decrewed. Looks like that was by the US mortar, which was actually very far forwards. Now we're going to work on the pack. The Axis are pushed right back here. Oh, that could be white. No. Oh. Oh, it was. Get sniped at max range. Well, not sniped, but picked off at max range. It wasn't by the sniper. Oh, that's unfortunate. His squad overs. Gone just like that. That is secondary kitten coming out. But the Axis are in big trouble here. Really got any territory under their control. Still quite far away from vehicles. I mean, you see Thanatos went for the fast tier 4, but got 70 fuel away from a tank. Theodosios also quite far away from a vehicle, unless he goes for the command tank, but that's, you know, still 2 command points away. Sniper going 16 kills now, stacking them up.
Additional resources are now available to your commander.
Sniper just getting so many kills here. No, went off. That wiper squad. I think I've got a fox. Perhaps not. Oh man, double Racketons take care of the Steward. That's a really good pickup for the Axis. Counts are going off.
We're losing a capture point.
And Jackson coming in for Tomakaze. Don't really have much to shoot at the moment, but I was anticipating an Axis medium soon. But you can see the Axis are starting to get back onto the map now. Contesting the center, contesting the top, contesting the bottom a little bit as well. And because Tomakaze is going for the Jackson first, it's not going to keep the pressure up that much like a Sherman will be able to. Oh, yeah, howitzer. It is indeed.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Barraging the HQ sector, it looks like. Remember this patch they did nerf howitzer barrages into the fog of war. They made the scatter on them very large. As you can see here, they're scattering all over. Very unpredictable. If you can get line of sight for your howitzer, that is very desirable. Just blind firing into the fog is not nearly as powerful as it used to be. Ooh, sniper could be in jeopardy here. This squad behind the bush just got revealed. Oh man, Axis just can't hang on here. Very aggressive position. Do we have a water retreat point for Tomakaze? No, it doesn't look like it. The howitzer barraging over here this time. Hasn't hit much yet. That was a KV-1. Cumbersome. Oh! No, squad's still alive. It does have the chance to bounce Raketin shells. And a lot more durable than the T-34, so perhaps it stands a better chance of keeping it alive. These first two howitzer barrages have not been too successful. And Theodosios has in Jaeger armor. So it's probably going to get dive bombed before too long. Just got to get a bit more munitions. That's the first thing of the day. Two. Just gotta rotate around to land a few shots on that as a 4. There goes the infantry support gun. That's a barraging. Targeting Theodosios support weapons. Oh! Squad down to the pack outs are there. I think that was the 222 shooting down the other 2 planes. Does it gain? I don't think it gains anything towards its anti-aircraft as it gets up. Getting sniped here. This did take quite a lot of damage. It's going to require repairs. And the Axis are making a bit of headway now with that Panzer IV. 14 kills on that bad boy already. Making up for lost time. Filtration grenades. As we are seeing special operations for Thanatos. Pops a flare, but Theo about 20 munitions off the dive bomb, so perhaps he slightly mistimed this. Here's the first Katyusha barrage though. Trouble, KV1 getting Fausted. Got some bazookas on the rear. P4. Okay, here it comes. Flares into dive bomb onto the howitzer. Maybe he doesn't park his Katyusha too close to it. Rest in peace, howitzer. And yeah, they did not get value off their howitzer, as is often the story. Especially against a team so well polished like Theo and Thanatos. Unless you have seen them lock in their commanders before you build the howitzer, it's unlikely to go uncounted. And yeah, I mean, it got like 4 barrages off and didn't even get Vet 1. It was yeah, not that good. Howitzers are just not that powerful, but it's probably for the best. They're slightly underpowered and slightly overpowered, so I'm not going to complain about that. But perhaps they need to be slightly more accurate when you do have sight. As a counterpoint. Now, is the IL-2 going to force away that Raketin? Guards and Penal's pushing forwards here as well. Those IL-2s get shot down already. Oh, Katyusha goes down. Stealth Raketten. Nice work by Thanatos, and Lyconious, you know, tried to go for that close range Katyusha, maximize his wipe chance, but ends up paying the price. Oh, and it looks like he's about to lose his combat engineers as well. Going for the Su-85 now, which is going to be very helpful for countering this Panzer IV, but... Oh, okay. That's how it got shut down so quickly. It was actually going for the flak half-track in the late game, but Jackson going after it now. Deep in enemy territory. He pops smoke. Needs to get the attack ground going. Oh, way off target with that attack ground. T-70 goes down. Looks like it took a Faust. Jackson has to abandon ship. Oh, and here comes the Panther. Rise the Sherman decides to dive in. Panther hits the field. Try juke it. Where's the smoke? Where's the smoke? Oh, he's going to get away anyway. Panther does not want to chase Jackson nearby for support. Things starting to become a little bit unglued here for the Allies, starting to lose their control. Oh, that could be trouble. Su-85 there. Why is Jackson backing off? Su-85 also does not chase. Panther gets away. This could be the end of this. KV-1. No, it bounces that. Oh, but it's derping out. Oh, it's so close to death. Is that a Werfer? Wow. Look at that Werfer out so quickly after the Panther. So things starting to look up for the Axis. In fact, if you look at the army sizes, they're actually ahead right now. Lyconious lost a lot losing that Katyusha and howitzer. That's a lot of supply down the drain. Open up the door for an Axis comeback here. Perhaps if he'd gone for 2 Katyushas instead of the howitzer, he'd be in a better position. Very interesting to see what Theodosios goes for next. Will be the Bomber? Will he try save for the Elephant? Sounds like Tomakaze has ticked grenades now. He's kind of abandoning the strafes, I feel like. Otherwise, probably start saving his munitions for the P-47s instead of taking grenades, but the flak half-track on the field probably makes sense to not even bother going for the P-47s. He needs to just, yeah, have absolutely no need for munitions. Maybe if he'd killed this with that push with his Jackson before, maybe he would be banking his munitions for the P-47s, but I think he's making the right choice here. Targeting all this indirect fire. Gets a few model kills. Doesn't wipe anything though. Su-85 pushing forwards. Pressure on the Panzer IV. Bit of pathing issues. Comes the IL-2s, but they're not going to be running for the second pass, I don't think, with that flak half-track right there. Down goes one. Second one looks like it's coming in for a second pass. Back half track in jeopardy of going down. Gets away in the nick of time. Maybe the second one actually ended up crashing off screen as it headed over the Allied base.
Engineers have secured the fresh guards troops are standing by.
It's a pretty strong hold on the south for the Allies. Triple cap going, Axis very low on VPs. That is their number one priority right here. Trouble for the KV-1, perhaps Panther going in. Always hard to estimate since the change how much health that actually has. If it's one shot, two shot left with the received damage change it. Not. Yeah, this is a situation where you'd really like to have a peaceful rocket out so you knock out that machine gun. It's making a push onto the central and north VP. Major coming forwards, maybe he's going to drop some major RD on that machine gun. Looks like he did. Ooh, squad goes down there. But he got the neutralize at least. Oh, the major RD knocks out the Panzer IV. It's going to be one of the best major RDs of all time. Oh! No, should be fine there. Jackson's nearby to repel that Panther, but I feel like Tomakaze not getting the most out of his Jackson so far this game. Oh, let's get engine damage all the way back there. Well, that is Command Panther for Thanatos. Fortunate. Comes out right as he loses Panzer IV. And we did see the rotation of the EC-85 to try and help against the Panther, but she should have kept it. Shreks do not want to run into that many bars. That is terrifying. Bunker going up, strike, cover the central VP for the Axis. Not a bad idea. A machine gun covering this one in the south.
We are losing a sector. The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
Flares continuing to come through. Panzerwerfer was targeting this blob that was pushing forwards, which did actually end up forcing away that machine gun, opening up the cap on the south for the Allies. There's the fresh Katyusha. Oh, Command Panther going in here. No button available. Oh, but the Command Panther goes down. The double Jacksons rotate round. And that is a costly loss for the Axis. Thanatos quite far away from his next vehicle now. Nice positioning that time by Tomakaze after the Jacksons. They were in the exact right place at the right time there. Thanatos thought he spotted a gap to get the kill there, but didn't quite pan out. We see some revenge here. Jacksons. It's the Vet 2 Panther now, so it's got the bonus health. Oh, and the Shreks take care of that. Scott is not microing that too well. One of the Jacksons gets main gun destroyed. Uh-oh. The other one getting forced away by these Shreks. Nice work by Theodosios, just pushing those Shreks so far forwards aggressively. Got a lot of pressure on the allies there. Now the allies are the ones suffering the triple cap. Axis only 37 VPs left, but Axis seem to be in the driver's seat right here. Army sizes though quite similar. Remember, Tomakaze's got a few of his tanks decrewed right now, so allies are actually in the lead army size. Ideal to keep his officers alive. They're so valuable in these late game situations with the passive sprint for running around capturing the VPs. We did see a godlike major artillery before taking out the Panzer IV. They're still there in the centre. I was making a push for the north first. There's quite a lot of defences here. Comes the IL-2s. Counter-Track is on deck to try and shoot them down. One goes down. Counter-Track having to reposition though. Perhaps worried about the Jackson's going forward and one-tapping him. That wipe anything? I don't think the boy forgot a wipe there, but he's been racking up some steady amount of kills, doing a decent amount of health damage. Vet 2 on it now. It's most rocket artillery get the recharge bonus, so it's going to be much more deadly now. He's going to 40% recharge bonus. That is crazy high. That's when rocket artillery generally goes from being decent to really strong once they hit Vet 2. Well, it's got a lot of territory down here in the south, but did not get the VP. Once again going for a cap in the centre, but that machine gun bunker's there doing a really good job. Comes the KV, going to try to knock that out. The Packer's nearby, but looks like it doesn't have the angle here. Attack ground, but misses. So bunker down in the centre. Oh, it's already 5 in jeopardy. Gets out of there in the nick of time. But there's a Panzer IV. Surely will not push forwards. Vet 4 on that Raketen though. He's almost get wiped by the Katyusha. Now the KV-1 going to try to get right on top of this Raketen and try and wipe it. A lot of the allied tanks are quite heavily damaged right now. KV-1 doesn't have much support. It's going to take a Faust. I think it's going to go down. One more shot and it's dead. Oh, but the Raketen can't do the job, and neither is not willing to risk the Panzer IV there. So those tanks will limp away for Lyconious, who's popping another IL-2 down. It shows how strong the Allies' munitions control has been in this game. T34 wants to get the wipe on these. Or perhaps not. Looks like he was actually pushing forwards to try to kill the flak half track, but ran into that Panzer IV. Also needs to turn the T-34 around so the extra machine gun is firing. Oh, we're seeing some late game paratroopers by Tomakaze with the Thompsons. These things are white machines when they activate that tactical assault. Must be on the central VP. That could be the end of these paras. Good reactions and good awareness by Tomakaze to dodge that rocket artillery there. But that's what I was talking about with, well, not this replay, but the last replay. Well, with the Panzerwerfer is the time between the rockets firing and landing is quite long. It's much easier to dodge. Looks like the Raketen missed their first shot on the flak half track. As a result, it survives again. The thing has 9 lives. Get 5 now on that Raketen though. That is scary.
We have 200 points remaining.
More paratroopers for Tomakaze. We've got 1 rifle squad left, which means there's not going to have too many snares available, so end up losing both of those re-echelons that have their bazookas on them. Could this be the end of the Panzer IV? Yep, there it goes. T-34 escapes narrowly. That's all he needs. Where the Jacksons are elsewhere. Panther gets a bit more aggressive here. Jackson's rotating down now. Packer's in a pretty reasonable position though. Still, the Allies are really struggling to cap these VPs. Axis are doing a real good job holding every VP. Oh look, another bunker.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Stopping that flank. Thought the rocket artillery was on the centre, actually on the mortar team, knocking that out. Here come the Jacksons though. Some choice hits in. If they force away that, Panther could open up the kill on the bunker. Another IL-2 strafe for Lyconious. Oh, and I think he got a wipe with it. Tricks on hand. Packer's also in a good position, trying to defend this VP and the bunker. He's missing every shot on that Panzer squad. You see though that paratroopers are very squishy before they vet up.
I say again, allies at 100 points.
Thompson paratroopers actually losing those LMG grenadiers there. Camo Raketen doing the cap. Must be a Katyusha barrage coming up soon, yes, to help test this VP. Going for the machine gun, looks like. The Vet-5 MG34 doesn't quite get it, I don't think. Unlucky. It's way with one model pixel. And look at this incredible army size for Theodosios, pretty much at a supply limit. Very impressive preservation from him this game. T-34 goes for the ram. He's had enough of that flak half track. And finally it goes down.
We're down to 75 goddamn points.
Allies also getting desperate for VPs. As you hear, 75 VPs left for them. Oh, it's going to be the end of that guard, I think. No, looks like the LG was reloading. Nice work for barrage in the center. Oh, and he retreats just before they get the neutralized. That is unfortunate timing. Major artillery in the back. Allies have no infantry to cap the center right now. Using secure mode in the north. The Allies have got a lot of damage on their tanks, not much repairs available. Things are actually looking quite good for the Axis here. In the center, but that Werf is ready to fire again. I was talking about once it hits Vet 2. Well avoided there. Perhaps lucky scatter on the rockets as well. Another machine gun bunker in the center as well, causing headaches. Nice Katyusha barrage. Oh man, he's got overlapping bunkers here, causing some major headaches. Jackson's threatening to kill the first one though, the most important one, overlooking the VP. The Axis, whilst this is going on, capping in the north. Just don't have a angle on that Panzer IV. The machine gun is good work. Just managed to cap that one in the north. Did that kill? No. On the artillery flares. Oh man, it's so worrying when they do that. You're like, oh man, is anything safe? Getting creeps forward to put pressure on these allied tank destroyers. It's got 3 hits off, as well as a pack which has come forwards. 4 hits off. 5 hits off. Man, that thing got a lot of hits then. Power 2 comes in to try and get some revenge, and he does. He clears it out, but Axis are now capping in the center. Allies trying to cap in the north under the cover of the smoke, but there's a machine gun in there now. Blocking the cap. Could this be enough for the Axis? They capture the center here. Allies are going to need to desperately throw some units in, and they do! To prevent the cap right there. IL-2 still in the air thanks to the flak half track being destroyed. And they stop the cap there, do the Allies. T-34 just going in. It's so low. Oh, he's not quite in the capture circle. 6 VPs left for the Allies. IL-2 still going. It's his last pass. But there are some Axis squads approaching on the center. Those going to cap in the north. Oh, are they? Yes, they do. Clock has stopped. But Axis have superior control in the center. Allies going to need to just chuck units in here now, I think. Desperate times. could come in here and do a lot of damage. We've got a lot of low health allied tanks. Look at these overs, the Vet 4 overs. Why do you retreat then? The Werfer barrage coming in on the center. It's 3 models. It all comes down to these VP battles here. Desperate stuff. With Axis sending a squad to the north, that could be it. Allies don't have anything up there to stop that cap, apart from the KV-1, which is currently occupied with the damaged engine as well. No munitions for smoke in the center, and that's it. The Axis neutralize the north, get that last VP off the clock, and wow, what a close game, man. So close. Just yeah, some really solid play, especially by Theodosios. His bunker play this game was so impressive. Just covered so many angles with these bunkers. He's just constantly building them in the south and in the center, causing so many headaches for Tomakaze in his capturing. And that could have been the deciding factor there. Those bunkers were so strong. And he had just incredible preservation. He was close to a supply limit despite being in the wars in a big way. And Thanatos, you know, he was definitely absorbing more of the punishment in this game. But held on really well. And kept that flak half track alive for a long time despite many attempts from the Allies to kill it. Which really helped because Lyconious was knocking off those COH2 strafes like it was nobody's business. Well, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.